Hello. I want to talk about a movie that I watched last night called Himizu. And the reason I'm talking about a movie is because I think it's very relatable to the problems that youth and parents are experiencing all over the world because of the economic conditions caused by um, bankers' monetary policies. Now, it was a deeply affecting movie. I'm not going to say it was the best movie of this genre I've ever seen. I think a movie that deals with despair and in a humane way and in a very intellectual way. Actually, I think a far better movie is Amores Perros, which was a Mexican film that came out in 2001, around that time frame, starring Gael Garcia Bernal and some other very, very fine Mexican actors whose names I can't remember right now. Um, but let me get back to Himizu. So it was actually the thoughts because both those films, both Amores Perros and Himizu, I think are films that are going to make you think for days um, after you watch them. And there are very few films that have that kind of emotional and intellectual capacity. Now, Himizu actually takes place uh, after the March 11th tsunami in Fukushima. And it basically follows the storyline of two young teenagers who are supposed to be around, they're classmates, schoolmates, so they're both supposed to be around 14 years old. I'm not really sure if they are that young in real life, but it basically follows the story of how their lives have been impacted both economically and also from a spiritual and emotional standpoint by the tragedies of the tsunami, by the economic negative economic impact of the tsunami. So post tsunami, post March 11th, it follows their lives and a lot of the despair that they feel, and also the fact that they bear the brunt of a lot of their parents' negative emotions that occur as a result of the economic devastation of the tsunami. Now, why this movie struck me so much is that this movie could actually be an analogy for what the bankers are doing all over the world, what's happening in Greece. Because if you watch videos, like watch a video I'm going to post in the description below, I highly, highly recommend and urge everyone to watch this video because it's only 28 minutes long, but it has to do with the fact that there is so much despair in Greece right now. And youth are growing up without hope, which is a really, really dangerous proposition. Um, and I can't remember the title of the video, but I'm going to post the details in the video description below. And it is running up and running on YouTube, so please watch this. Because I watched that video first, the one about what the bankers are doing to try to tear apart and to make Greece a slave state and all Greek citizens slaves to them. And the type of emotional despair now that youth and adults are going through in Greece actually paralleled what was happening in this fictional movie, Himizu. So, although it's a fictional movie, I'm sure that a lot of parents and children that lived in Fukushima are actually going through what the scenes depicted in the movie as well. So it's just emotional economic despair brought about by two different pathways. One was a natural disaster, and the other one is a monetary policy disaster, but they both have brought about a lot of economic and emotional despair. So I think it's an important movie. Himizu is an important movie to watch because of the fact that you can kind of see where a lot of nations are heading. A lot of people in Western nations, or maybe I should say just the United States, really don't believe that what is happening in Greece can happen there. But from a standpoint of what's going on underneath the surface, the U.S. has already passed the point of no return because of what the Federal Reserve has done with their destructive monetary policies. Just the fact that you don't have these riots manifesting themselves like they are. So it's not as much in the public's consciousness, but certainly the people that are suffering know that it is just as bad in America, in some places in America, for lots of families as it is in Greece. Now, I'll also put the link to both trailers for Himizu and Amores Perros in this video below, because I think both are really important movies to watch. People, again, I think will agree with me that Amores Perros was uh, a superior film from a content point of view and also a technical point of view. But both films are equally affecting, I think. Himizu is a little bit more negative, I think, than Amores Perros, because there are glimmers of hope in Amores Perros, and especially at the end of the movie. I don't want to give away too many spoilers, but there is hope for redemption in the end. But in Amores Perros as well, that movie was super interesting to me because it follows the stories of three separate people, each that have a bond with their dogs. Some that use dogs in a negative way, some that use dogs in a positive way. So that's the title of the movie, Amores Perros, Love is a Bitch, loosely translated. But the interesting thing in Amores Perros is that all the characters are just looking for hope and love, which is interesting because some of them, you could say, are immoral and do immoral, unethical things, but you don't judge them in a way that I think the story is very, very well told. The fact that you don't sit there and you say, this person is a horrible person. You can actually empathize with that person because the immoral things that they do are in their search for happiness and love. Whereas in what's going on today with the bankers destroying people's lives, they are not doing things. This is not like a consequence of their search for happiness and love. So that's why no one can empathize with what the bankers are doing to people's lives and destroying people's lives today. Because what they are doing is for greed and for power and for all negative emotions and negative things. They are not like the monetary policy they're enacting upon the world, where they're just destroying all fiat currencies. They're not trying to help people. They're not looking for happiness and greed. They're looking to hurt people in that sense. So I think that these movies are powerful because they do translate to a lot of what is going on in the world today with economic destruction. And they have parallels that can really make you think about a lot of things. Now, for these people are coming here because of the Amores Perros connection, I am going to try to explain in my very broken Spanish for our Spanish-speaking audience the significance of this video and why I'm talking about two films that I really like. Okay, so here goes. Estos problemas económicos que los banqueros han creado no son un resultado de una búsqueda de felicidad, pero es un resultado de las avaricias y las inmoralidades de los banqueros. Y creo que dos películas, Himizu y Amores Perros, son buenas analogías para los problemas que nuestra juventud está sufriendo hoy día. ¿Por qué de los problemas económicos que los banqueros han creado? Y es muy, muy importante que nosotros reconocemos estos problemas emocionales grandes que la juventud está sufriendo hoy día. Y creo que sí reconocemos que esto es un camino peligroso para la juventud, para nuestra juventud, que más personas hagan algo para detener lo que los banqueros están haciendo hoy. So, in conclusion, I was just saying in Spanish that I believe in my poor Spanish, that I believe that these two films, Himizu and Amores Perros, if more people watch them and discuss what has happened in these movies, I think that more people will act to stop what the bankers are doing to youth today. Because the youth are our future. Teenagers are our future. And today in many countries, they have no hope. And for those that still have hope, if we allow the bankers to continue bankrupting us, to continue destroying the value of our money, to continue imposing an immoral, what should be illegal, unethical fiat paper currency money system upon us that basically makes every country into a slave state, then we have no hope. So hopefully we can use these two movies to discuss the problems that our youth are having today and are going to have, if the adults that have to take care of these youth do not rise up and stand up and take action today. So please spread the word, please spread this message. Thank you for watching as always. And as always, stay positive, crush the negative, and have a great day. So long.